So you're ready for that leadership role, but your title doesn't say manager and you've never had direct reports. So you're worried nobody's going to take you seriously in an interview for a people leadership position. And then you fumble over your answer to that question of, tell me about your management style. Is that you? Here's the good news. Nobody's going to ask you for an org chart in an interview. And you don't need an org chart to prove that you're a leader. In fact, some of the best managers I've worked with didn't start with direct reports right away. They earned that title because how they showed leadership in other ways before it was actually in their job description. So let's talk about how you can position yourself for that first people leadership role, even if you've never officially led a team or officially had direct reports. So by the end of this video, you're going to have 6 new ways that you can show your leadership experience in place of having direct reports, and you'll be able to implement these and share these stories in your next interview. My name is Sarah Camillo, and I'm a certified career coach and resume writer with 15 years of recruiting and interviewing experience. Point number 1, indirect leadership counts. Don't overlook that. What the interviewers are listening for is proof that you've led people, that you've influenced outcomes, that you've delegated tasks to other people and kept people accountable, evaluated their performance, and just stepped up when it mattered most. So that means that indirect leadership counts. So if you've ever guided other teammates, coordinated projects across departments, or just kept people aligned with a project, then yeah, that's people leadership too. The only thing missing is that you didn't write their mid-year review or year-end performance reviews. So if asked, you need to be honest and say that, but you probably won't get asked. So think about all those ways that you have led people indirectly as well and cross-functionally as well. I'm going to have even more examples of this throughout. Point number 2, project management. So don't underestimate the project management experience that you have as well. So similar to point number 1, if you've had to lead timelines and you've had to assign action items for a project, handled conflict in any way, had to get buy-in from executives or other stakeholders, those are all exactly the same responsibilities that people managers have to do and deal with every day. So keep track of all of that as well and share those stories in an interview. One other point on this is many people think project management means you need to have a project management title, but that's not always the case. Oftentimes we're pulled and selected to be part of like side projects outside of your day-to-day. So think about those side projects that you've been a part of too and have had to lead other people in different side work streams or whatever your company calls it. Almost everybody's been part of a side project in some way. So really think about those situations that you can share in an interview. That counts as well. Point number 3, this one gets overlooked often, but vendor or supplier or contractor oversight. If you've ever been selected to manage a vendor, including like vetting them and then selecting them and then managing that relationship, oftentimes you've been selected to do that for a reason. Usually not everybody on your team is selected to manage the suppliers or the vendors. Your manager selected you for a reason. And that's a big deal. You were chosen to represent your team or your company in those partnerships. It shows you work well with others, and it shows that your manager trusted your judgment and your communication skills and even your decision-making skills as well. Those are all leadership qualities. And on top of that, if this partnership also includes the negotiation of contract terms and rates or just managing the contract in general to be sure that the vendor is staying aligned with their expectations, all of that is included in this as well. So yes, vendor, contractor, supplier oversight, this absolutely counts as far as people leadership. So be sure to highlight that in your interview too. Point number 4 is training, mentoring, and onboarding. So if you've ever been a part of training or onboarding a new hire on your team, or asked to mentor somebody, or had to oversee the interns for the summer, or whatever that looks like, that's all people leadership as well. Again, that's not included on an org chart, right? So keep that in mind. All of these examples are ways that you are leading people and managing people, developing their skills, evaluating performance. All of these aspects fall under people leadership. Also, companies, employers, your manager, they don't ask people to mentor others unless you've already shown that you can be trusted to do so and you have the right qualifications to do so. So this is a sign you're already doing that job. It's just not updated in your title or your job description yet. Point number 5, show that you're investing in your own professional growth. So one quick way to show leadership readiness is taking a course or two. You can do it through LinkedIn Learning. There's a bunch of other like Skillshare, other platforms out there that you can take these courses. Look for different topics like first-time manager training, coaching employees, managing up and down, how to give feedback, how to handle critical thinking and critical conversations. All of those things are really valuable skills to have. And as you're taking these courses, you might figure out other ways that you're already applying this in your day-to-day. So these are all good stories to share in an interview. Now, going back to that initial question of describe your management style, again, you never want to lie. So something you can say here is, I haven't officially led a team yet, but I've been preparing for it. Here's how. And then share some of these examples. And one other thing is many employers overlook this type of training. So they may promote somebody from within who are suddenly leading a team, but then they're not given the tools to manage others. So showing that you're taking the initiative and already getting the tools, that's going to be really helpful in this situation as well. These courses help you keep a step ahead of others. It shows initiative, it shows maturity and professionalism and self-development. So be sure to share this in an interview. Point number 6, you know what not to do. I think everybody's had one of those managers that are terrible, right? So you're learning the opposite. You're learning what not to do as a manager, which is just as important as learning what to do as a manager. So you're already collecting different lessons. You're knowing what's working, what doesn't work. You see the red flags if there are any. You see the wins. You see what works as far as motivating and engaging other employees as well. So take note of all of this and incorporate this to decide what type of leader you want to be. And bring that insight to an interview. Talk about how you lead differently, what you learned from your managers about what not to do and what you would do differently. So it shows that you're very intentional as well. So to sum it up, you don't need a formal title to show that you're a leader. Indirect experience, indirect leadership experience is still people leadership experience. So frame it well, whether that is managing projects, being a mentor, managing the vendor partnerships. All of these things show that you're ready for that leadership role. You're already doing it. So let me know in the comments, what's one of these skills that you already use that you didn't think about yet? Let me know if this kind of sparked up any other kind of thinking or anything that I missed as well. I would love to learn from you and keep the conversation going. So if you like this video, please like the video and I'll see you in the next one.